some people get it and are excited by the idea of job crafting, and some people are frankly horrified, Anna. They think there's going to be anarchy, people are going to be tearing up their job descriptions, systems are going to go down. So in our lives, we personalize our cars, our clothes, our holidays, you name it, we can personalize it. And we do this because when we personalize things, we tend to value them more. We kind of appreciate having a better fit to ourselves, our own styles reflected in what we're doing. And we kind of enjoy using the products that are more personalized to us too. And yet the same ideas applies to work, but very often we're not encouraged to kind of personalize our workplaces. So job crafting is encouraging you to take that personalized approach to your job as you would do other aspects of your life. And it provides a performance advantage for you as an individual, but also for the organization as well. So you asked me, Anna, in advance saying, are there some exercises that you would recommend individuals doing, or maybe you can do with teams when it comes to job crafting? And this exercise, I call it the love and loathe exercise. And it's all around tapping into and exploring kind of the elements of your job that you love and those that you don't enjoy and those that kind of drain your energy. And then using that as a starting point of thinking about maybe where you can make some small changes to make your work better for you.
I wanted to play a little bit a devil's advocate, and I wanted to ask, if I was a manager and I just looked bluntly at that, I could say it's all nice and wonderful, but you know what, at the end of the day, I need the orders to be processed and returns to be done. That's my priority. So how can I, as a manager, see the value of it and not seeing a threat to the delivery if suddenly everyone's just going to do what they love doing?
That's a very common challenge that I get within organizations. There's a bit of, some people get it and are excited by the idea of job crafting, and some people are frankly horrified, Anna. They think there's going to be anarchy, people are going to be tearing up their job descriptions, systems are going to go down. So what I'll share with you the kind of the advice that I share with leaders who I'm speaking to. When you encourage people to job craft, you can explicitly say to them, start small. So when I'm working with groups, I say start small. And I do that not only because it's actually more likely to be sustainable and people are going to do it because they can find 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day to make a change to their job, but also the research shows that it's more sustainable for them as well if they're going to do this in terms of their job, but also there's less likely to create kind of significant changes to their job that's going to cause problems. Number two, I encourage leaders and managers to experiment with this. And actually what we're doing through job crafting is saying, let's turn the tap on a little bit in terms of making your job better, a little experiment, but let's after a month kind of turn it off again, revisit it and say, is this something we should continue to do or change or not? Is it working for the team? Is it working for you? Is it working for the organization? And that leads on to my third tip. Think about how it impacts on you, think about how it impacts on the team, and think about how it acts on your colleagues. Start small and treat it as an experiment.
This is a very, very interesting proposition to look at that personal development for managers and employees as well. And I love the idea of experimenting and checking in a month time. It can really transform the relationship between career development for individual and also the team.
Absolutely. And I think all you've said there is really backed up by the research as well, Anna. So there's a really strong relationship between people who tend to craft their jobs and those that report career satisfaction, job satisfaction, but also career success as well.
Do you have any final thoughts, any final tips on the job crafting?
One thing that I find again with teams or with organizations when I'm encouraging people to job craft is maybe sometimes to pick a particular job crafting theme that you're interested in doing. So for some people, it may be their tasks that they want to change. And for others, it may be their relationships. So actually something they want to kind of reflect on in terms of improving certain relationships or maybe even reducing certain relationships. For some people, it's around the purpose of their job, so getting better connected to the value and meaning and purpose of the job that they're doing. Others, it could be the skills that they're doing. So in terms of finding opportunities to learn new skills and new ways of working in terms of development. And lastly, it could be around actually making your job healthier for you. So from looking at well-being crafting, so to making your job healthier from an individual perspective. And again, sometimes that's useful for people when they're feeling a bit stuck in terms of how do I job craft. It's a case of saying, well, actually maybe pick one of those 5 elements and seeing what you can do to improve.